Good early morning, YouTube. It's I think it's right about 8 o'clock. I've been up since about 6 this morning, getting the trailer hooked up and going to go buy some hay because we ran out of hay. So instead of getting to sleep in on a Saturday morning, I'm out here. But I try not to focus on what I could be doing, because it is a very enjoyable lifestyle, even though it's awful early on a Saturday and you sure like to sleep in on a weekend. So anyway, I'm going to get some hay. And one thing I gotta look and see if I got a pin in my messy truck here. Oh, I think I do. I do have a pin. All right. So, because I gotta write a check. So, I've got a pin. So, all right. I wish I had a holder to put this on. So I'm not gonna film the drive. One thing though that is required for homesteading, especially because the early mornings, is a good cup of coffee. So just so you're aware. So there is a Chevrolet commercial in here somewhere. Either that or it's the Clampets, and all I need is Granny sitting on the back. But we got the hay loaded. I didn't film loading it because the guy didn't want to be on camera. So there we go. We got 4 rolls this time, so we're gonna haul those home, put one of them out for the cows, and we'll go from there. So we're almost home with this load of hay, coming down the final stretch here. So it is about 9 o'clock, so it took me about an hour to get over there and get back. That includes the time loading hay, so it's about an hour per trip. And we got 4 rolls this time, but I don't think that I will do another roll in the bed with the rolls on the trailer, because it pretty well bottomed the suspension out on the truck, and I don't want to break an axle. So anyway, but yeah, I mean it pulled it, not a problem, and it stopped it too. So there's, like I said, there's a Chevrolet commercial in there somewhere. And so these rolls are probably around 1,200 pounds, or 4x6 bales. So okay, so we paid $90 a piece for them, which is kind of high, but it's kind of late in the year. It's January, and so you just can't find a lot of hay out there. So it's it is what it is, because we had that drought this summer, and so hay is kind of hard to come by. So you gotta pay what you gotta pay, and so we'll have to do this a few more times. But I'm not going to video all of that, because that would just be boring to everybody watching me drive back and forth. So anyway, but yeah, so we're almost home, and hopefully we'll get this unloaded. So here we are back home with the hay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unload the first bale out of the truck first. So what I've got to do is, because I don't have a tractor here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the trailer, and then I'll drive the truck out in the field, and I will roll the bale out of the bed of the pickup. So when I come back, the trailer will be disconnected from the truck. I don't have anybody to help me film, so I'm by myself. When I come back, the trailer would be disconnected from the truck. It'd be like magic. So that's what I'm going to do. So I did not film the magic trick of showing you the trailer again, but I did get it disconnected, and so I've got to roll the hay bale out. Now, if you notice, I have a little bit of a problem. The hay bale rolled back on the tailgate, so I can't get it undone. So what I'm gonna have to do is push on the hay bale to try to get it shoved forward a little bit more, and then undo the tailgate. We'll see how that goes. So I was able to get it rolled off of there. As you can see, I don't I'm out of breath. It's hard doing it by yourself, rolling it out, but I don't have the wife or the kids here today to help me, so I did it by myself. But I was able to get a 6-foot T-post and pry the bale off of the tailgate, get it put out, and that's how you do it without a tractor. Preferred method is with a tractor. I'm gonna say. So anyway, but get out of the hay dust here. The cows are already around the bale. So anyway, that's it. we got the hay put out, and so for this set anyway, and we'll do it for the others. And there you go, a day in the life, right? All right. So we got the cows hayed. Now we got to feed the pigs. I can hear them back here. Everybody's anxious to get fed. I'm running a little late because I had to get over there and get that hay early this morning. So it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. Normally we'd like to feed them quite a bit earlier than this, but I'm by myself today. So we're doing it like this, and they'll be all right. But anyway, so these are going to be our breeding pigs. There's a bull and a sow, and there's a little runty one here. I don't know how well he's showing up here. But anyway, that runny one will probably turn into bacon. And so that is what it is. Sorry about the camera if I'm making you seasick. Alright, so we got those for that. And they'll get fed a couple times a day, plus some scraps from the house. Is usually how we do that. And now, see, we've been this old fence row area, and we've been using them to clean it out, and they've been doing actually a really good job. I'm gonna cut down these trees here and everything, so it'll be a little bit better. But yeah, if you're wondering what you saw there in the back, it was a little outhouse we built when we first bought the property. We were so excited, we pitched up a tent on it and didn't have a place to go to the restroom, so we built a little outhouse. Obviously we don't use that anymore, and anyway, it's all falling down anyway. But anyway, so here's some red wattles that we have, and these are actually, here in about a month, they're gonna go to the butcher and be processed, and so we'll have some bacon and pork chops, and we've been doing that every year. We also raise meat birds, and when we get those, I'll film that as well. But we haven't had to buy beef, pork, or chicken at a grocery store. It's been a few years, so we're kind of 100% self-sufficient when it comes to meat, and so that's been nice, because the other day I did go to the store to get just some lunch meat for a sandwich, you know, for when I'm in the tractor or whatever, and I just want to eat in the tractor, because we have sliced ham from the hogs, but it was all still frozen. I didn't take any out, so that's my own fault. But anyway, I went to the grocery store to get some lunch meat, and it was like $7 for a small package of it, which is crazy. And like I said, I just didn't know, because we hadn't had to buy meat at a store in quite a while. Anyway, but that's what we're doing with those. I gotta turn on the hose and water them. So anyway, sorry about the camera work. I'm holding it with one hand and trying to work with the other. I don't know how Justin Rhodes and all those other guys do it. I guess they got people walking around with them. But anyway, I kind of wanted to show you what we do here, and you know what typical mornings are. Like I said, normally this would be done a lot sooner, but I had to go get that hay, so I'm a little late. But anyway, all right, well, I'm gonna water these pigs. And that is one thing I'll say, is if you're going to use pigs to clear out a piece of property, which they're really good at, really good at, and they get some of their food from that, because they'll eat grubs and they'll eat plant material, because this was all grown up with vines. But one thing I would say about that is make sure wherever you're doing it, you're close to a water source, because you know, having to hand carry water to them, that's a chore, because they'll drink quite a bit of water a day. So that's one thing I would say, if you're doing pigs and using them to clear out property, just make sure you have a good way to water them. And so you don't always necessarily have to be next to a water spigot with a garden hose, but make sure you have a tank that'll go on a truck, or you know, something along those lines, because they do need to have water every day. And plus, they like to spill some of it and root around in it and make a little mud hole, especially when it gets hot. So anyway, all right, well, I'm gonna let you go for just a minute. When you come back, I'll be looking at our chickens. So now I'm over here at our chicken area, and we have a permanent run over there, but there's no grass in it. We've had quite a bit of rain, it's all muddy. And so we put up the fence that we would normally use for the meat bird around the main coop door where we go in to clean it. And so normally I would let them out in here, and you can see they're doing a pretty good job of cleaning it up. But today, because of everything going on, I've actually got to go meet my wife. So we won't be letting them out today because I won't be here tonight to close them up. I'll be leaving here later this afternoon, and when I do that though, I'll have to refeed everything one more time and water them, make sure they're water good because I won't be back. So anyway, well, let's go see what they're looking like this morning. You know, I always get a kick out of some people. You know, you should let them range all the time, but you know, skunks and possums and everything else also like to taste the chickens. You gotta close them up at night if you want to keep. Plus, with the price of eggs, I've actually been thinking about putting a padlock and a chain on this door. Or price of eggs rather. So sorry about the camera work. I'm just all right. So they get fed. So we have I think it's 6 Rhode Island red laying hens and 2 what they call Easter eggers. And so they actually make or lay a green, well, it's a greenish blue egg. It's pretty neat looking. Anyway, so they all taste about the same though. But we enjoy the different colors of them, and they're fun to sit out here and watch. Anyway, all right, well, now that I've got that done, now I have to go back to the feed store, spend some more money, and get some cubes and some mineral for the cows because we are out of mineral. So, and they gotta have, because they're not gonna get it out of the hay this time of year. So anyway, so my wife looked at our bank account this morning and said, wow, we have way too much money in our account, so you need to go to the feed store and get rid of some of it. So that's what I'm doing. Actually, she did not say that. But so it's 10:30. I've been going since 6. I did not get breakfast, and I'm actually starting to get a little hungry. So I'm trying to decide what I want for lunch. So I figure when I go to town, so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I'll stop and I'll get the mineral and the cubes for the cows, and then I'll stop by the grocery store and get something for lunch. But cannot decide what I want for lunch. So I was thinking pizza, but I don't know if I really want a pizza because that would be quick and simple. I can throw it in the oven, work, and when it gets done I can eat real fast and get back to it. Plus the fact that pizza is kind of heavy, and so I eat a heavy lunch and you really don't feel like doing anything afterwards. And you know, although pizza does represent all the food groups known to man. So anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch yet, and y'all probably really don't even care. So anyway, so we're on our way to the feed store. It's 10, like I said, it's 10:30, and we'll go and get the feed and the mineral, and then we'll head on back and finish taking care of the cows. Then I got to start building some raised garden beds with the BCS and the rotary plow because it's dry right now, and I can do that. So I got to do that before the rain comes. So, all right, we'll see you in a bit. So I didn't film at the feed store because my battery died. So anyway, but there is the feed that we got. We got some shavings for the chicken coop and some hog feed and some cattle cubes for the cows and some minerals underneath there. But anyway, so now I gotta unload it all. So that's what we're doing today. But anyway, awesome way to spend a Saturday. All right, so I've just kind of started, and so far I've gotten 5 30-inch raised beds built up with the BCS and the rotary plow. Now, this is brand new ground that we're going to plant this year, really. So I'm telling you, a little wet. You should never, ever, 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 ever till your garden when it's wet. What you do when you do that, you destroy all of your soil structure, especially if you've composted it and amended it and all that. You dry the ground out, and if you're going to have a drought, that's bad. You also, when you till it wet, just below the tiller, you'll create what they call a hard pan, and that's an impenetrable, it means plant roots can't penetrate it. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. Plant roots can't penetrate it, and basically all you'll have is what they have up top. So never ever till your garden wet. This I'm not too worried about because, like I said, this is first year garden. the soil was so compacted. I've got to do something with it before it rains again, because we want to plant it this spring. I am going to keep going, but this is all going to be amended with compost, and I'm not tilling the middle of the bed, so this is not going to be a double dug bed. So what I'll end up doing is taking, I don't like a shovel or broad fork or something, and actually loosen the soil in the middle, and then I'll rake it all even. Right now I'm just trying to get it hilled up so water will drain off of it. That way we can start composting it, or I mean putting compost on it and all that, and that way we can plant it this spring. So I've got quite a few beds to go, so this is going to be the rest of my day. So but anyway, I probably won't film again today, but I'll show you the finished product in the next video. So but I'm gonna get back to it, and thank you all for watching and bearing with me, and putting up with all the bad camera work, because I am by myself today. So we thank you for all that. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.